Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm super pumped because I closed up the Clubhouse membership. Everybody is in, already losing weight to reveal toned muscles. And tomorrow we start July Chisel workout program with live Zoom workouts. It's going to be amazing. We will be meeting at certain times during the week. Sometimes we will let ourselves down, but if we know we have to meet somebody, we will make it to the workout. So we are going to be crushing it together inside of the Clubhouse membership. I hope you all had an amazing weekend. We had a golf tournament for my daughter's volleyball team fundraiser, grad parties, and we just welcomed home my son from basketball camp, who's, let's be honest, desperately needs a summer job. So let's talk about what it looks like to progressively overload. But first, this week on Instagram, Kelly Counts Macros, counts with a K. I'm sharing tips on how to know when it's time to bump your weights, plus behind the scenes clips from our chisel workouts. So head there, check it out, and save your favorite tips. Check out my stories as well. Interested in working with me, send me a direct message. I'd love to chat about your goals and how we can reach them together. Recipe of the week inside of the Clubhouse every Tuesday at 6 a.m. This week we made a protein-packed chicken fajita with an option for vegan and vegetarian friends. So they're warm, they're smoky, they're satisfying, perfect for summer. They come together in under 20 minutes. Clubhouse members get access to this recipe and my entire recipe book right inside of the app. It was on the meal plan this week and it just tasted so good because here in Pennsylvania, it has been a warm one. So we have been grilling out and cooking outside a lot. So you just click, make, and track. It's super easy and, of course, delicious and protein packed. So, what is progressive overload? Progressive overload is the foundation of training progress. It's the reason why your workouts change your body. And it's not just about lifting more weight. At its core, it's progressive overload, meaning you are consistently increasing the challenge of your workouts. You're consistently increasing the challenge of your workouts so your body continues to adapt. So, whether that's improving strength, changing body composition, building muscle, or getting faster and more explosive. So the key word here is challenge. Your body needs a reason to adapt. Okay, it gets used to doing the same thing. Same thing with running, or if you do a certain um, workout, perhaps you do aerobics, or you do Taekwondo, or you love that class that you've always gone to, and it's the same thing over and over. Okay, your body is adapting. So you need to place stress on the muscle and then recover from it. Most people think that that means just lifting heavier weights. And while that's one way to do it, it's not the only way. And in many cases, it's not the best way to start. So there's four ways we're going to go over. So let's break it down into four most practical ways to progressively overload, even with the same equipment. Okay. So number one, you can manipulate the tempo. So tempo means the speed of your reps. By slowing down your movement, you're actually making your muscles work harder, even if you're using the same weight. And I find when I manipulate my tempo, I really get into that mind to muscle. So let's say, for example, you're shoulder pressing 15-pound dumbbells. You're crushing them, but 20s, they feel like too heavy. Okay. So instead of jumping up and struggling, slow down your reps. Slow down your reps. Okay. Press up at a normal speed. That's called concentric. Lower slowly, eccentric. Okay. That time under tension makes 15s feel way harder. So keeping the challenge alive until you're ready to level up to 20s. This also works if perhaps you don't have the money to move up to and pay for dumbbells. They are expensive. A lot of times I actually get mine on walmart.com. You can go to Facebook Marketplace and find ones for a lot cheaper. So stick to slower or controlled tempos if your goal is size or strength. Faster tempos tend to compromise your form and are best used when endurance is the focus. All right, number two, you can manipulate the rest. So this is another easy strategy. Shorten your rest time. So let's just say you're bench pressing 80 pounds for 3 sets of 10 and you're taking 5-minute rests. Drop that rest, maybe drop that rest to 2 or 3 minutes, and now you've added intensity without changing the weight. So your muscles don't fully recover in that shorter time window. That means that you're working harder to do the same work. But, this depends on your goals. If you're training for strength, keep that rest long. Keep that rest long, 2 to 5 minutes. If you want muscle size, the rest doesn't matter as much as long as the intensity stays high. And of course, your nutrition is on point. I couldn't go without saying that nutrition is the driver. I'm going to repeat that again. Nutrition is the driver, exercise is the passenger. Okay, so short rest equals less recovery equals lower weight, and that's okay. The key is that it starts to feel hard and it's effective. All right, number three, manipulate the volume. So volume equals the number of reps and sets that you do. So let's say you're doing 4 sets of 8. Once that becomes easy, bump up the reps. Go from 8 to 10. Later, you can go from 10 to 12 or even 14. This works especially well for hypertrophy, also known as building muscle size, because it's driven by intensity, not just the weight. For strength, though, this method, it can plateau rather quickly because the reps get too high and the load stays light. So I actually prefer to up my weights and do less reps, okay? So still, if you're not ready to add weight, though, this is a very effective way to progress. Number four, manipulate the load, the weight itself, right? This is the method that most people think of first, just lift more. But even here, it doesn't have to be a huge leap. So start by determining your repetition ceiling. So for example, if 12 squats is the max you enjoy doing, don't let yourself go above 12, okay? Pick a weight where you can only do 8 and stick with it until 12 becomes easy. Then move up in weight and repeat the process. Small increases are key for upper body, increase by 2 to 5 pounds, for lower body, 10 to 30 pounds, or use the 2 for 2 rule. If you can do 2 extra reps for 2 consecutive sets, it's time to go on. It's time to move heavier, okay? Those last reps should be like you can barely do them. And if you're blasting right through those, it is time to go heavier. So use the 2 for 2 rule, right? If you can do 2 extra reps for 2 consecutive sets, it's time to go heavier. So smaller jumps, I find for myself and for my clients, equals sustainable gains. So let's put it all together. Maybe you should be asking yourself these questions. Am I lifting the same weight, the same way for weeks, months, years? Are my rest periods still long, even though I've gotten stronger? Am I blasting through reps without control? I see this so many times. People start swinging their arms, doing bicep curls, and they're completely out of control. Okay. So try to maintain that control there. So pick one of these variables and change it. Slow your tempo. I love to use that mind to muscle. Slow the tempo. Shorten your rest. If you're resting for 5 minutes, try 2 or 3. Add reps, but don't go up too high. This really isn't my favorite. If you're doing 12 to 14 reps, that would be tops. Obviously, you can add weight, okay? You don't need to change everything. You know me. I keep it super simple. Don't change everything all at once. Just pick one, concentrate on that, and I promise you, one small shift can unlock new progress. So, progressive overload plus the chisel inside of the clubhouse. We are doing this together for the month of July. Every week, we're layering it in challenges. Sometimes it's weight, sometimes it's volume, sometimes it's pace. The point is, we are staying consistent, but also we know if it feels too easy, or if I see you lifting and it looks too easy, I'm going to say, hey, maybe it's time to adjust. All right. The beauty about being in the clubhouse and the membership, you're never left guessing. You've got me as a coach, you've got the community, and you've got structure. So you know when to push and when to pull back. So share and tag me. If this episode helped you, share it on your social media. Please tag me at Kelly Counts Macros, counts with a K. I love seeing your takeaways, and I'll personally thank you. I would love a 5-star review. I might even read yours on a future episode. So stop overthinking it. You're busy, you're overwhelmed, you're putting all these numbers and calculators. You're looking for recipes, you're doing all this thing, all the things, right? Like, I get it. That's why I simplify everything so you can take action now. I do have a free Facebook community. Get inside there. Has all of my freebies under the guides. I have a DIY, how to adjust your own macros and how to set your own custom macros. It's my most downloaded resource. It's called How to Set Your Own Macros. It's within the free Facebook community. So thanks for tuning in today. If this helped you, send it to a friend. Share it with your gym bestie. Would you do me a favor? Share it with your gym bestie. Tag me on social media. Always remember, it's not all or nothing. It's all or something, and you're always doing better than you think you are. See you next week.